Hey guys, welcome to my channel. It's Lavish and today I'm going to be showing you guys my everyday natural makeup glam. So first we're going to go ahead and get these eyebrows together. I did add a little edge control to my brush, and I'm just going to brush that into my eyebrows so that they can stay in place. And then next I will be using a matte lipstick in the color Burgundy. The reason that I'm doing this is because the wig that I'm wearing is red, so I kind of wanted my eyebrows to match my wig. So right now we're just gonna fill in those brows. I kind of like to start in the middle and then work my way down and then back to the front. Now that I have my eyebrow pretty much filled in, I'm gonna go ahead and brush it out and then move on to the next brow. And again, like I said, I like to kind of start in the middle and then work my way down and then back to the front. Now that both eyebrows are filled in, I'm going to go ahead and get them cleaned up using this concealer palette by Ruby Kisses, which you can find at your local beauty supply store. When I clean up my eyebrow, I like to start in the middle and then work my way towards the front. And then once I completed that part, I like to drag all of that concealer down kind of all over my eyelid. And then I'm going to go ahead and just blend everything out. Now that everything is blended out, I'm going to go ahead and clean up the top of my eyebrow. And again, I like to start in the middle, work my way towards the front, and then back down. Now I'm going to go ahead and move on to my next eyebrow and get that eyebrow cleaned up and blend that concealer out. So now I'm just checking my eyebrows, making sure that they both look even, touching up any parts that needed to be fixed before I move on, and blending everything out. So both eyebrows look good, so we're going to go ahead and move on to the next step, and I'm just going to be applying some concealer to my eyelid. Now I'm going to go ahead and get my skin prepped and ready. So first I like to use Sea Breeze just to cleanse and make sure I get rid of any oils or just anything that's on my face, kind of wipe some of that makeup off from when I was doing my eyebrows and just making sure everything is nice and neat. So skincare is like the first step in having a flawless application. So now I'm just going to moisturize my face using some Nivea cream. Now I'm going to go ahead and get my skin primed, and I'm using the Rimmel London primer. Now I'm going to go ahead and get my foundation ready, and I'm using the Fit Me Matte Poreless Foundation, and I'm using a beauty blender to go ahead and blend everything in. Still blending. Now that we are finally done getting everything blended in, I'm going to go ahead and use my LA Girl concealer, and we're just going to conceal underneath my eyes, my chin, and my forehead. Now I'm gonna go ahead and get my beauty blender and just blend everything out now. Now that I have all of that concealer blended in, I'm going to go ahead and go in with that same concealer that I used to clean up my eyebrows. I'm going to use that as well to conceal underneath my eyes. Now I'm going to go ahead and blend that concealer out again. Now the reason I like to add this concealer on top of the LA Girl concealer is because the LA Girl, that color that I was using, was not as bright as I would have wanted it to kind of highlight underneath my eyes. So this concealer is a little bit lighter, and I just like the look that it gives me when I finish. It kind of lightens it up a little bit more than the LA Girl concealer did. So I don't always do this technique. It just kind of depends on the look that I'm going for that day or just how I'm feeling. So today I kind of did want to have a little bit lighter underneath my eyes. So now I'm just making sure that everything is blended in before I use my setting powder. So I'm pretty much just literally blending in all over my face. So now that everything is blended in, I'm getting my setting powder by Black Radiance, and I'm just patting that into my skin, and that's the way that I set my concealer and everything. I prefer to do it that way instead of baking. It just gives me a better finish. It gives it that nice matte look, and then I also don't get too much flashback when I'm taking pictures. So this is the new way that I like to set my concealer compared to baking. Now I'm going to go ahead and apply my lashes. These are from my lash collection in the style City Girl. And I'm going to apply some mascara to my natural eyelashes before applying my strips. And I'm using the Maybelline mascara. And then I'm using Duo Lash Glue to apply to my strips. And then I'm going to go ahead and use my tweezers to apply those lashes. Now it's time for me to finish my face. I'm going to go ahead and contour, and I'm using the Crayon Case palette, and I'm using it in the color, I can't remember what shade that was, but it was like one of the tannish brownish shades, and that's the shade that I like to use to contour my face with. I was definitely listening to Chris Brown's new album on this part. So now we're gonna go ahead and contour my nose, and I'm using that same shade that I used to contour my cheeks, and I'm just gonna go ahead and get that blended out. Now it's time to add some blush. Clearly I love using the Box of Crayons palette. I'm using it in that shade pink, and I definitely put too much on, so we're just gonna go ahead and get that blended out. We don't wanna have super rosy cheeks, so I'm gonna go ahead and fix that. Now I'm going to be using MAC's powder, and I'm just going to make sure I have everything blended out and just putting that powder all over my face. Now it's time for my favorite part. It's time to highlight, and I'm using the Bobbi Brown highlighter today. And I'm just going to put a little highlight on my nose, right there above my cheekbone. And then I also like to put a little bit right above my lip, and then a little bit on my chin as well. Now I'm going to go ahead and highlight my brow bone, and I'm using that gold shade in the Box of Crayon palette. So I'm definitely feeling this shade, so I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more of that highlight to my cheeks, and then I added a little bit to my nose. And now I'm just going to make sure that everything is blended out, and I'm going to go ahead and add a little mascara to my bottom lashes. Next, I'm going to be using this brown lip pencil to go ahead and line up my lips before I put on my lip gloss. Now I'm going to go ahead and get my lip gloss. This is like a nudish, pinkish type of shade that I'm using today. Now I'm just touching up everything and just making sure everything is blended and looking good. And then I'm going to go ahead and use my Milani setting spray, and I'm going to go ahead and set my face. And this is the complete look. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure you guys go subscribe to my channel.